I just wanted to remind everyone that we're having a throwback Thursday. These are excerpts from the first two episodes of the Clint Initiative podcast that we recorded back in good old July 20th of 2023. Those are the first two episodes that we recorded. And we recorded those episodes at the Minnehaha Recording Studios in Minneapolis with our super producer, Elijah. But this next clip is all about the projects that we were working on. Before I came up with the Bible bracket and a moment from the sketch show and other things that define our project, this is how we talked about the projects that we would be bringing to the table. So now that I've talked about all the boring financial stuff, let's talk about some of the projects we have coming up. You guys ready to talk about that?
Sure. Let's get it on.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to briefly go over some of the projects that we have. Now, the main project that we're working on is our sketch show. What is the sketch show, Clint?
I said the sketch show is a little bit of like a living color flavor, you know. Different types of comedy sketches. It could be about comedy, it could be about sci-fi, it could be about horror. So we just throwing it and making sure that it sticks to the wall.
You left some out still.
Why
you
you
got
go?
more genres.
Well,
you got drama.
But you didn't let me finish it. I didn't finish. I still was continuing. Just so yaps. Yeah, we have comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi. We just throwing it to the wall and making sure it stick. You're done though.
Right, and with the sketch show, we want people to know that a sketch show doesn't have to just be about comedy.
So true.
We don't have to just be funny.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be entertaining. We want to make you laugh. We want to make you cry. The only thing we don't want to make you do is hurl. No hurling. No hurling allowed. We want to make you laugh, and that's what the sketch show is all about. And that's something that's very easy for us to do. And everyone involved in the sketch show will also be involved in all of our projects. So in addition to the podcast, where you can tune in weekly to hear about our progress and what we're doing, and to hear about upcoming events, live events once we get the EP finished. Because while we're doing the podcast, we're also working on the EP, getting the musicians together.
Live music.
I've already wrote the songs.
And Jamel's going to be singing that song. Okay, he's not going to be singing.
He's not going to be singing like that. I can guarantee.
I take that back.
He's not going to be singing like that.
No.
What's
Okay.
wrong with that? That was a nice tone, wasn't it?
Nah.
Well, we're talking about an entire.
We're
We're talking about an entire tone range.
Okay, one more time.
No. We're done. We can move on from that. So we're gonna do
You sound like
a few short
constipated
films.
ghost.
And as the cold months are coming, we're gonna have our poolside conversations. And the poolside conversations is something where anyone can join us for a poolside conversation in their bikini, so that when these cold Minnesota days come,
And swimming trunks.
and swimmer trunks,
Don't forget Speedos.
and okay,
Well, I was getting ready, you know.
he went there, so
I look good in one.
whatever works for
Whatever
the
you're
visual
comfortable
content.
in. Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have that so that when these cold Minnesota winters come, we'll have nice poolside conversations to reflect on when it was way too hot, and everyone was saying drought, 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 drought. We're going to make it a little better than that. So the first movie that we're going to produce is Straw. We also have the sketch show, we have the EP, and we have the podcast. Now, we have several phases that we're going to go through that are all laid out. The reason why I call it the Clint Initiative is because I'm a big Marvel fan. So, just like with Marvel, we have 6 different phases that the Clint Initiative will go through. This is phase 1. And phase 1 is where we build, we get to where we want to go, And where are we now? What's coming up and what's ongoing is everything I said. We're going to get us a female co-host. We're going to make this podcast even better and more entertaining because we're going to start taking your calls at some point. And then those calls, I think it'll make the show even more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then once we get the EP done, the musical breaks, will be music from that EP. And we will also have the actual musicians here in the podcast with us.
Live
One
music.
more thing I want to add to that. Yeah, we having callers, but make sure our callers respectful callers.
You know what?
Nobody talking down on anybody. You know, it's all about lifting each other.
But I gotta tell you,
Mm.
you typically have to ask for people to be respectful when you don't set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
For our show, we're gonna set the tone.
Okay.
We're gonna set the standard, and we know how to cut people off if we have to. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and go to the music because this has been the inaugural podcast of the Initiative. Okay, so that's it, guys.
Okay.